Coming up on NewsWatch Ole Miss, one student is dead and another injured after a tragic incident on the square this weekend.
And Mississippi River levels are headed towards a record low and could affect your wallets as well. More ahead.
And a disturbing trend of killing police officers is spreading across the nation. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts right now. Good evening and welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Celeste Lay.
And I am Juliana Jackson. A tragic hit and run leaves one Ole Miss student dead and another one injured. Reporter Layla Taunton is on the scene now. Layla?
Thanks, Juliana. It's a truly tragic incident that occurred here in this parking lot behind City Hall. At approximately 1:14 a.m. on Sunday morning, several 911 calls were made about two victims who were found in critical condition by a hit and run. Female student Blanche Williamson was immediately airlifted to Memphis to be treated for her critical conditions. However, male student Walker Filger, who was just celebrating his 21st birthday that night, died moments after the incident occurred. Both suspects, Seth Rodica and Tristan Holland of Collierville, Tennessee, are being held here in Oxford in custody. This is an ongoing investigation and more details are to come. From downtown Oxford, Layla Taunton, NewsWatch Ole Miss. Juliana?
Thank you, Layla. Walker Filger was an active and widely liked member on campus and a leader in the Sigma Chi fraternity. He had just turned 21 and receiving a bachelor's of Business Administration and Finance. Oxford Police Department asks if you have any relevant information involving this case to contact them at 662-232-2400, the University Police Department, or Crime Stoppers. This is an ongoing investigation, and we will keep you updated as we learn more details on this awful event.
Early Saturday morning in South Haven, Mississippi, police responded to a call from the Red Hook Cajun restaurant that there was a shooting. But the only available detail on the story right now is that the shooting involved an officer from the Drew Police Department. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is still gathering information on this case, and we will update you as more details become available to us.
The Mississippi Department of Revenue reported that Starbuds Oxford and AES Enterprises have received licenses to operate as medical cannabis dispensaries. This news will now bring a total of 6 medical marijuana dispensaries in the Lafayette County, all located in Oxford. These dispensaries are now licensed to dispense and sell supplies for the use of medical marijuana. They will also be required to provide educational materials to registered card holders. Since the Mississippi's medical cannabis legislation is in effect, it is legal for medical cannabis to contain THC, but only below 0.3%, which provides none of the psychoactive effects typically related with marijuana. Dispensaries will not open for business till cultivators have had enough time to meet supply demands.
As the Mississippi River is headed towards a record low, this means that this change will take agriculture and industries into dangerous waters. This force of nature will sooner than later show major impacts on not only crops, but also the operators who will soon charge farmers more for storage and shipping, and with these factors combined, it will quickly soak into farmers' profits and could be impacting consumers before we know it. Experts say it is still too early to know exactly the impact the river levels will have on consumer pocketbooks, unless the river stays low and farmers are forced to pay more to get their crops downriver.
The Coahoma County Sheriff's Office is investigating what seems to be possible humane remains found by the Mississippi River. Crystal Foster, a Coahoma County resident, said she and her family found the remains after visiting the Mississippi River to collect rocks on Saturday afternoon. They found a rib bone, lower mandible, and a jawbone with teeth in it. The office cannot confirm if any of these bones are human remains at this time, but the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation to possibly start evacuating the area this upcoming week. And back in Oxford, tomorrow night, Oxford Police Department is hosting a women's self-defense class. The class covers facts about assault, sexual assault, date rape, and stalking. The class will cover how to avoid these dangerous situations, what you can do to protect yourself in the moment, and the aftermath of a violent attack, including the law and self-defense. The class can help you feel safer, more powerful, and more prepared in case of threatening situations. It starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow night at the OPD Training Building at 715 Molly Bar Road. The class is free and open to women ages 15 and up.
And in more news for women, Ole Miss alumni and 2021 Tokyo Olympian Allie Wise now holds the title of air rifle world champion. Wise paced the field of 135 of the world's best sharpshooters in the preliminary qualification, and then advanced to the ranking stage where she built up a 1.2-point cushion against the other 6 competitors, putting her in the second position for the gold medal match. And then in the final match, Wise fell short to China's Yuding Hang, but battled back in the last 2 shots to win her first world title. We congratulate her and can't wait to see what she does next.
The annual Square Jam was held Thursday night and was a big success. But what is it about this event that makes it so special? Reporter Haley Hood went to find out.
Hey y'all, I'm here at my favorite fall event, the Square Jam, and I'm here to give you a good inside look of what we did and how much fun we had. What is your favorite thing about Square Jam?
My favorite thing about Square Jam is definitely getting to watch the dunk contest in the front row, sitting on the court. It's so much fun and exciting.
Perfect. And if you could add one thing to Square Jam, what would it be?
If I could add one thing, I would definitely add a dance-off between the Rebelettes and the men's and women's basketball teams.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hey y'all, I'm here with the one and only Coach Joe. How are we feeling tonight?
Feeling great, just really excited to get things going. You know, it's been football season and we've been all locked in on that. But anytime the weather changes, we get excited because basketball season is new.
Yes. And what was your favorite thing about tonight?
I just love, I love it all. I love coming out and touching the kids' hands, taking pictures, after just being in the crowd and receiving love from the community. And I love to see our players, men and women, just really enjoying the community support.
Yeah. There you go.
So what is your favorite thing about Square Jam?
My favorite thing about Square Jam is just the community, seeing everybody come out and support us. I think that we're all a team, so we need everybody's support this year.
Perfect. And if you could add one more competition to Square Jam, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question. I think mine would be the best drill. Let's see who puts on the uniform the best.
Thank you. As you can see, we had a great time here at the Square Jam, and I hope you did too. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Haley Hood.
The Ole Miss Panhellenic Council presented $245,646 to the director of Casa North Mississippi, Aaron Smith, at the opening of the new offices of Casa North Mississippi. Casa is an organization that advocates for the best interests of abused and neglected children through the service of trained, court-appointed community volunteers. Students involved in sorority life on the Ole Miss campus came together in a 4-week fundraiser to raise the money for the organization.
Coming up, police officers ambushed and killed across the nation.
And radioactive waste found in an elementary school. That and more coming up. But first, here is a look at your current conditions.
Well, there is definitely a bit of a chill in the air here in Oxford, and it's not looking to go away anytime soon. Stay tuned for your 5-day forecast.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Great having you. Incredible women. I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games.
I want to revolutionize 3D printing.
I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
Yeah.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough? You're such a glow-off.
Well, you know.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Legacy isn't just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. 2022 has been a violent and deadly year for law enforcement in America. There's also a concern this wave of violence could impact future recruitment, which in turn could potentially impact public safety for years to come. CNN's Josh Campbell has more.
I'm shot and hit my partner, shot in the leg.
3 Philadelphia SWAT officers shot last week in the line of duty. So far, 2022 has been an especially violent and deadly year for law enforcement in America.
I'm outraged. I'm disgusted. I'm wondering where the level of outrage and upset is outside of the law enforcement community.
Danielle Outlaw is Philadelphia's police commissioner.
And right now, things are wrong because the level of violence that we're seeing against our law enforcement officers is just beyond outrageous.
Across the country, there have been 252 officers shot in the line of duty through September of this year, according to the National Fraternal Order of Police. 50 were killed. It's a continuation of a rising violent trend. According to the FOP, 44 law enforcement officers were killed by gunfire in the line of duty during the same time period last year, adding up to officers being fatally shot more often than once a week during that time. In El Monte, California, a suburb of Los Angeles, 2 officers were killed this summer as they responded to a call about a stabbing.
They were acting as the first line of defense for our community members when they were essentially ambushed.
In fact, there have been 63 ambush-style attacks on law enforcement through September of this year, according to the FOP. At least 93 officers were shot during those onslaughts. 24 died as a result. In Bristol, Connecticut last week, 3 officers were allegedly ambushed and shot. Only 1 survived. The gunman may have lured them there by making a false 911 call, according to investigators.
Shots fired, shots fired. More cars, send everyone. One down. Suspect down.
In 2021, data from the FBI showed the highest number of law enforcement officers were intentionally killed in the line of duty since the September 11 terrorist attacks, 20 years earlier. The data mirror a rise in gun violence in many parts of the country in recent years, now rising to levels not seen since the mid-1990s. A teenage gunman killed 5 people in Raleigh, North Carolina last week, a responding police officer injured in the shooting. The increasing violence against police has law enforcement leaders around the country sounding the alarm.
3 of your officers have been shot. What's that like?
It's a pit in your stomach. These are folks that answered a call to serve. They want to give back. We sign up to do this understanding the risk, understanding the danger, but we did not sign up for these jobs to be martyrs. We just didn't.
In St. Louis, Missouri, at an elementary school in the Hazelwood School District, an independent investigation revealed that there was radioactive waste present inside Jana Elementary. Reports go on to say that the Army Corps testing was limited to outside the school buildings, so they were unable to detect these harmful gases inside the school. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is the federal group authorized to test and clean unsafe materials.
Concussions are becoming more of a problem for high school football players. The National Federation of State High School Associations announced earlier this month that it has partnered with USA Football to endorse a program that promotes high school football player safety. There will now be a player safety coach who is trained by USA Football to instruct coaches on those on the field on what the signs are of a concussion and how to correctly respond to this issue. This may help since many believe using the NFL as a standard to measure concussions should not happen at a high school level.
The NFL is being held up as this model of how we should handle concussions. But the reality is that youth leagues and high school programs, you don't have a physician on the sideline. You don't have this complex profile and information on each player. And so the idea of putting a player back in after testing them is really should only be at the professional, maybe the college level.
For the first time in history, Walmart will begin to start selling over-the-counter hearing aids. Helping people with hearing problems, these devices can be purchased without a medical exam by a doctor or a prescription. The FDA says the policy change will make hearing aids more accessible to the generic public, and officials say they will be available to U.S. shoppers who are at least 18 years old with perceived audio issues. The hearing aids will cost between $199 to $999 per pair. And the White House isn't white anymore, at least at night. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the building lit up with a magenta hue. Breast cancer survivors, patients, and research are in the spotlight every year in October. Decreasing death related to cancer is vital to the Biden administration and its Cancer Moonshot initiative. Now let's get back to Seth with a quick look at the weather.
Well, with a low tonight of 31, we are looking at near record-breaking temperatures all across northern Mississippi. Stay tuned for the weather after this break.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe, start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Good evening, Oxford, Mississippi. My name is Seth Parento, and this is your weekly weather forecast. Well, currently in Oxford, we are looking at a nice and mild 60 degrees, although we are experiencing some decent winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, so it might feel a little bit cooler than it actually is. And if we take a look across the rest of northern Mississippi, you will see much of the same, with temperatures currently standing in the upper 50s to low 60s, with Corinth beating us all out at 64. However, temperatures will be taking a turn for the cold this evening. We are looking at a near record low of 31, again with some pretty decent gusts at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And if we take a look at our radar, you will see that much of the South and the Midwest is in a state of either a freeze watch or a freeze warning. This evening here in Oxford, we will be in a freeze warning. So if you have any outdoor plants or pipes at risk of freezing, make sure to take proper precautions. Temperatures will be warming up slightly to much more mild 53, although we will be experiencing again more gusts at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And if we take a look across the rest of northern Mississippi, you'll see that again, it's going to be much the same. At tomorrow highs, we are looking at the low to mid 50s with Tupelo beating Salau at 55 degrees. And for your 5-day forecast, if you have those heavier jackets, I definitely suggest breaking them out. As you can see, for the start of this week, we're looking at highs only in the 50s with the lows below freezing for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The temperatures will be picking up by Thursday. So for your weekly outlook, it is going to be cold this week, at least for the start. We are going to be in a freeze watch this evening here in Oxford and likely for tomorrow as well, although temperatures will be picking up by Thursday. That's all from me here at Weather. Be sure to keep it cool, Oxford.
And coming up, the football team got it done this past Saturday, defeating Auburn, and the nationally ranked women's golf team begins another tournament today. I'll have that and more up next in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah.
All right, how about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Ole Miss 18th NCAA tournament appearance.
This is fun, folks, as Baker's peeling it. Little heat check. Snow Collins for three. Bring it up.
Said, I love Madison Scott.
Ole Miss Rebels are having a lot of fun, and you can see why.
This past Saturday, the Ole Miss football team took down the Auburn Tigers in a high-scoring contest that ended with a final score of 48-34. The Rebels' ground game was impressive once again with 69 rushing attempts for 448 yards. Ole Miss had 3 players that rushed for over 100 yards, which included the running back duo of Quinshawn Judkins and Zach Evans, as well as the quarterback Jackson Dart. In the passing department, Dart ended the day 9 for 19 for 130 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. With just 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, there was a lightning delay that paused play. However, after play resumed, an interception by Rebel defender DeAndre Prince sealed the win for Ole Miss. And for the 5th consecutive week, Ole Miss football has found its way on the SEC Weekly Awards list. Quinshawn Judkins was named SEC Freshman of the Week, and Jared Ivey was named Defensive Lineman of the Week. Judkins' phenomenal rookie season continues as this marks his 3rd SEC Freshman of the Week award. On Saturday, Judkins led Ole Miss with 139 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 25 carries. He leads all FBS freshmen in rushing with 718 yards on the season. Meanwhile, Ivy becomes the first Rebel defender to earn a SEC Weekly honor this season. In just his second start at Ole Miss, Ivy had 4 tackles and 1.5 sacks. He forced his second fumble of the season as well as his first fumble recovery. Judkins, Ivy, and company will return to action this weekend when they hit the road to take on the LSU Tigers. Kickoff is set for 2:30 p.m. Central Time Saturday on CBS. And the soccer team suffered a tough loss to arch rival Mississippi State last Saturday. Sports reporter Jason Kern was there to catch the action.
The Ole Miss women's soccer team loses a close one here in Oxford 1-0 to their in-state rival, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. At the half, the score was all tied up at 0, but midway through the second half, the Bulldogs broke the ice for the game's lone goal. With this loss, the Rebels moved to 9-4-2 on the season, which extends their losing streak to 4 games. Ole Miss looks to get back in the win column next week as they face the Georgia Bulldogs October 20th in Athens. And with NewsWatch Ole Miss, I am Jason Kern.
The team will be in action next this Thursday when they visit Georgia. And the number 7th ranked Ole Miss women's golf team hit the road to West Point, Mississippi for the Ally, hosted at Waverly Golf Club from October 17th to 18th. Stroke play began today and 11 total teams, including the Rebels, will participate in the tournament. The team looks to improve from previous results as this will be the first Rebels trip back since the team's 4th place finish in 2020. This is the first to last tournament before the team's fall season ends, so they look to finish strong. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us at Rebel_Watch for the latest sports updates.
Thanks, Cameron. Coming up, it's halfway through October, so you may be getting into the fall spirit.
And Oxford has all fall fun you need for you and your family to do. Stay tuned after the break.
During class, and I tell her to talk to him, and it's like, oh, ew.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you, too.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. We are all about getting into the fall spirit and helping our viewers do the same.
Yes, and now your dog can get into the holiday spirit as well with a non-alcoholic spirit just in time for the festivities. Busch Beer has debuted a limited edition dog brew for the upcoming winter holiday season.
Among the ingredients in the 2022 beverage, turkey, sweet potato, turmeric, and ginger. 4 packs cost $15 and can be purchased on Busch's website.
In 2020, Busch released a different dog brew that officials say sold out within a day.
Well, that's all for tonight. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, I am Juliana Jackson.
And I'm Celeste Slay. Be sure to follow us on social media, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 5.
Thank you and good night.